Hey, what's up guys? Jaythestingray here again. This is going to be another video response to Adam, Spannersgerm669. Go check his channel out. If you're not already subscribed, check his channel out and subscribe. Uh, this video is about film censorship, nudity, and violence, and it's really interesting to watch some of these videos. I saw some more video responses. I saw Pete put a video up on his channel in response to this, and it's nice to hear people from different countries because obviously it's the censorship is different in different parts of the world, obviously, and I think Australia is fairly similar to the U.S. Maybe not quite as strict, but I know over in the UK, things have kind of, I mean, the lines are kind of blurred in these different countries, and they may focus on other parts of censorship than others. And I think over in different parts of Europe, it's actually nudity is widely shown in different formats, video, television, and stuff like that. So obviously different, and it's good to hear from people from different parts of the world. But obviously here in the U.S., is a widely known censorship, and I think it's heading more in the right direction lately. I think with some of the younger generations coming up and getting into power, but the whole system, the MPAA, the rating system here in the U.S. is total horseshit. I think everybody knows that. I think a lot of money greases a lot of palms and gets a lot of stuff passed, and you notice a lot of directors with a lot of pull seem to get stuff right under the radar, and things that should probably be an NC-17 or an X, whatever the higher rating is, get bumped down to an R. And also with PG-13s that should probably be rated R or rated PG-13. So lots of bizarre stuff I see all the time. I'm just shaking my head in disbelief of stuff I see. That's why I'm not that down on PG-13 rated horror films, because they can get away with a lot nowadays versus 15, 20 years ago, when it was much more mild. But there's a really good documentary called "This Film Is Not Yet Rated" about the rating system here in the U.S., and that's really interesting. And it's it's got a lot of perspectives of different directors and what they've been through with the MPAA. And I don't know, the system's obviously very, very flawed, and they, like Adam said, they seem to focus much more on the nudity instead of the violence, and that's a big thing here in America, where you can essentially get away with any kind of violent act you want. And but if you show a hint of a boob, it's it's automatically rated R. And I don't know, it's not right. I think that young children are probably going to be much more disturbed, much more influenced by extreme violence than they would be by nudity. I think nudity is just a part of being a human, really a natural thing. I think that we shouldn't focus on it as much. And but yeah, a few years ago, it was a common trend here on YouTube for the sick and twisted types of movies, and people pulled out a lot of types of movies like I know Irreversible was one of the favorites, and there was a few more. The guinea pig movies, other movies like that Adam talked about, the graphic sexual violence. And I don't necessarily think that should be banned, but definitely it shouldn't be for children. That's probably the most extreme stuff, the graphic sexual violence, which I tried to get into some of those movies, and I learned a lot about that. I don't really enjoy that because it doesn't put me in a good frame of mind. It's unsettling in a bad way. It's not like I know you mentioned the movie Inside. I'm a huge fan of that movie, but I think the difference is that movie is a little bit more tongue in cheek, and you know little easier to watch, and you take it, you know, a little less serious than, you know, some woman that's locked in a room for uh, you know, 6 months and beaten, tortured, and raped. You know, it's not not something that I enjoy. You know, just me personally, I like to watch more lighthearted types of movies. But yeah, you know, obviously it's flawed, and you know, of course, the UK has the whole thing with the what are they? You know, the banned movies over there. Uh, should I forget the name that they're called by right now? You guys know what I'm talking about. The banned movies that have recently been coming out over in the UK. And you know, lots of those films were released here in the U.S., and lots of those films were edited to shit and still got that video nasties. That's the word I'm thinking of. You know, edited to shit and still were not released. And you know, really unwarranted. I think a lot of those movies were not nearly as bad to be on that list, and a lot of those movies are some of my favorites to this day. But um, yeah, you know, if any of you guys are in other parts of the world and want to comment on this, I think it's pretty widely known how things are here in the U.S. It's been well documented, and I think Canada is kind of, I've heard from some folks in Canada, they've kind of followed similar trends in the U.S. Maybe not quite as harsh on some nudity and language and such. Which, I mean, let's, you know, the kids say the worst words known to man in like the second grade these days. You know, I know I was cussing like a sailor when I was a young child, and because I thought it made me cool or whatever. But you know, not really something. You know, these kids are learning things much worse than what they're seeing in movies. They're learning that at school every day. So I think people need to chill out, really focus on what's important. Um, I'm not going to come out and say I'm some crazy gun control person, you know, and say that guns and movies are what make kids create or cause violent acts or whatever. But you know, again, this kind of similar to another video that I made. It boils down to the parents. You know, you really have to pay attention to what your kids are watching. And I know it's easier said than done, but you know, if you watch something with your children that has something like that happen, you've gotta be the one there to explain that that's not right or that's not normal or whatever. But you know, you need to be the person to do that. Anyway, guys, if you have any insight on this, want to make any comments, please feel free to leave a video response or a comment below. Thanks for watching. Peace.